Now, showing the inequalities in our number line, we just have to know how we can represent the key symbols of a number line. So, number one, for less than, we'll use an open circle, and the line will point left because it's less than. So, let's see how we represent it. The symbol for less than is this one, or less than is this one. So, we will use an open circle like this one, and then the line will point left side, open circle, and then the line will point left side. And for greater than, we'll also use an open circle. Now the symbol for greater than is this way. We'll use an open circle. This is an open circle, and then the line will point to the right. That's how we represent greater than in a number line. And then for less than or equal to, the symbol of less than or equal to is this way. This is less than, and then equal to. Less than and equal to. But for this case, we're going to use a closed or a shaded circle, and the line will point left side. So this is our circle, and let's shade it. Let's shade the circle, After shading the circle, we are going to point the left side because it's less. We're going to point the left side. Now, for greater than or equal to, this is our symbol for greater than or equal to. That's the symbol for greater than or equal to. We are going to use a closed or a shaded circle, then point to the right. Now let's have our circle here, and then let's shade our circle. Let's shade it. We are shading the circle. After shading the circle, we are going to point to the right because it's greater than. It points to the right because it's greater than. Now let's look for an example. I did this one yesterday night, and let me first show you the inequalities that we are supposed to find here. For 0, we are supposed to find y is greater or equal to 0 here. We are supposed to find y is greater or equal to 0. And then for 3, we are supposed to find an equality of c is greater than 3. And for 6, we are supposed to find an equality of t is less than or equal to 6. And then for 9, we are supposed to find an equality of x is less than 9. Okay, let's see how we went about it. Now let's look at this example here. Use the unshaded circle for greater or less than, and a shaded circle for greater or equal to or less or equal to. Now in this case, we are going to look for c is greater than 3. For c is greater than 3, we're going to use the unshaded. C is greater than 3. You have 3 here. So let's take for unshaded. C is greater than 3. That will be unshaded moving to the right side. This one. C is greater than 3. So that's the unshaded moving to the right side. And for x is less than 9. We're going to use unshaded, but less is moving to the left. So unshaded, but less moving to the left. And for y is greater or equal to 0. Y is greater or equal to 0. We are going to use the shaded adding right because it's greater or equal to 0. This is the shaded adding right. And lastly, for t is less or equal to 6. T is less or equal to 6. We're going to use the shaded adding left because it's less. So shaded adding left is this one. This is t is less or equal to 6. Now let's look at the answers. Yeah, all of them are correct. Now let's do this simple exercise. There are 4 questions. So each of the following inequalities on a number line. The first one is r is less than 5. Let's show a line. Let's draw a number line here. Yeah, any. Let's color the best. Let's use yellow. This is yellow. And let's cancel that one. So because r is less than 5, let's start by 6. Let's start by 6 here. So this is 6. This is our 5. This is our 4. This is our what? 3. This is our 2. This is our 1. This is 0. This is -1 if you like, but you don't have to go all those. Now let's use red. This is red to show it. Yeah, this red. Now because it's less than 5, you're going to use an open circle. An open circle stated here as 5. This is an open circle, and we're going to show that it's less. For it's less, it moves left side. So that's how we illustrate that one on a number line. Let's go for the second one. B. P is greater or equal to 12. P is greater or equal to 12. Let's draw a number line. Let's draw only number. In number line, let's use our yellow. And a random line there. And now our P will be greater or equal to 12. So we are going to start by 11. Let's show that P is greater than that's 11. So we have 11 here. We have 12. We have 13. We have 14, 15, 16, 17. You can continue if you want, but that's just enough to show us that 12 is equal to 12. That P is 12 or more. So P is greater or equal to 12. So let's use our right one. This is the right one to show it. So we'll be here, but we're going to use the shaded one. We'll be here. And let's shade it. Let's shade it. Yeah. It's all shading at where let's shade it. So that's shaded. And then we'll show that it's adding on the right side because it's greater. So it's adding on the right side because it's greater. So we'll be on 12, adding on the right side because it's greater. Now for C, you can see that we need to simplify this inequality first. So we have x. We have x here plus 3 is greater than 9. So we'll have something like x is greater than 9 minus 3. So we'll have something like x is equal to greater is greater than 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. So this is what we're going to show on a number line. X is greater than 6. So let's draw a number line again, but this time for x is greater than 6, and this is going to be so easy. X is greater than 6. You can start by 5 just to show that x cannot be 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, you can continue if you want, but we just want to show that our x is greater than 6. So our x cannot be 5. That's why we started with 5. And now we can see it's going to be open because with the inequality is strict, so it's going to be open. So x is greater than 6. So 6 is not going to be part of the answer. And this is how we show it open. We're going to use open and then show that x is greater than 6. So x cannot be 6. So we are adding on the right. We are adding on the right because it's greater. That's how we show that on a number line. Let's go to the last one. We have to simplify this one too. So we have our k here. Minus 8 is less or equal to 12. So our k will be less or equal to 12. This is minus 8. When it's close to the other side, it's going to be plus 8. So we are going to have our k is less or equal to 20. Our k is less or equal to 20. So in our number line, we're going to show k is less or equal to 20. Let's do our number line. Our number line here. Yeah, it's a bit longer. So that is yellow the line. And now we just want to show that x is k is less or equal to 20. So let's start by 21. Let's start here by 21. Or we can start anywhere, but let's start by 21, and then we have here 20. We have here 19. Here we are 18. You can have here 17. You can have 16. You can have 15. You can have 14. You can continue if you want, but we just want to show that our k is less than or equal to 20. So in this case, we are going to use a closed circle. It's a closed circle. So at 20 here, at 20, you're going to have a circle and then shade it, and then shade the circle. This is a closed circle that shows that 20 is part of the answer. So if k is less or equal to 20, so that k can also be 20. That's why you are circling here to show that 20 is also part of the answer. But since it is less, we are moving left. We are showing that well. Our direction is left. We are moving left. We are moving left. Oh, that's how we show inequalities or a number line. It's so simple. Now you can also be asked to write the inequalities from a number line. And since now you have understood them, let's write this one. The first number line is showing us x from 9, and it's open, so this will be x. X is less than 9 because it's pointing left, it's heading left, so we'll say that x is less than 9. X is less than 9. And now this one, the x is heading right and it's open, so you're going to say x is greater than 1. X is greater than 1 because equal to 1. X is greater than 1. Now for C, we can see x heading right and it's shaded, so we will say that x is greater. It's greater because it's heading right, but we are going to add this one with the line here, greater or equal to show that it's greater or equal to. For shaded, is greater or equal to. So x is greater or equal to. It has started 36, so x is greater or equal to 36. Now for the last one here, we have x that's shaded, x with a shaded tail heading left. If it's heading left, it is less. It is less. So x is less. And then because it's shaded, we need this one. Less or equal to. X is less or equal to. The tail is at 54, so x is less or equal to 54. 54. I think that's it. Now let's take out the answers. The answers answered correctly. Answered correctly.